Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to so many things. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to Wheelin' Wednesday. Welcome back to Crawlympics 2024. If you've tuned in, I don't think it's by mistake. It is indeed Stage 1 Mavericks. This is Group 9. We are very close to the end. We think we've determined there will be 12 groups. There are 11 frontrunner groups, meaning fleet vehicles, and then there will be potentially a week of either visitor vehicles, or we're going to do a a showdown of those who ran the best times. Today, I don't know. I always like to try to speculate early. I'm like, what are we looking at? What are we going to get? Well, today we're getting the T's with a sneaky non-T in there. We are, of course, breaking the pure alphabetical order because right there you see in red and blue, Tomax and Xamot, the twins, they are in every way identical. The last time they rolled across the scales together, they were within 1 gram of each other. Immediately beside them is Toothless, who began as a builder's kit. We'll get into that. And then beside him, one of the OGs. If memory serves, he's either it came from the Workbench 1 or it came from the Workbench 2, the TRanquish. So, we'll get to that when we get to that. What we're going to try to do is take advantage of the fact that it is just after 6 o'clock in the morning. It is 100% nat o'clock. The daytime high yesterday was 114 degrees. It is currently 75, so we probably will see that 114 again. If we can get most of this wrapped before that sun breaks above the trees, I will consider it a runaway success. The course was watered down last night because in the week, in the 7 days between recordings of Wheelin' Wednesday and the Crawlympics, the spiders just take the place over. It's just a giant spider web. So instead of the first guy, who will today be Tomax, because we're breaking the alphabetical order a little. Like, the blue guy is not supposed to be here this week, but we'll get to why here in just a moment. So as we do, beginning from left to right, we begin with Tomax. Tomax was built, and Xamot by extension. We can basically just talk about them both at the same time because they are, for all intensive purposes, I see what I did there, identical. Built off of a VS410 chassis with Mias nylon axles. Out on the ends of those Mias nylon axles, cut and striped Canyon trails on generic Amazon 105s with Canyon custom soft inserts. Providing power is a Hobbywing 1080 G2, feeding a Hobbywing 30 turn, and all of that is pushing power through an Element Stealth X with the 12% underdrive. Is it 18%? I think it's 12%. It could be 18%. Steering duty is handled by a venerable $29.99 Amazon Blue case. Both are fitted with the 1978 Chevy GMC tucked from J Concepts. And is there anything else I'm forgetting? I don't know. Well, one has Tomax in them and the other one has Xamot in them from the G.I. Joe. Their driver figures used to be on the opposite side and were moved to this side because they were initially built with OD3 gearboxes, which worked fine, but performing any sort of gear or component change on an OD3 is not annoying, obnoxious. So they were switched to stealths, and we never really looked back. Yeah? Yeah. What else to say about the twins? They were built for the purposes explicitly of this or that, testing one thing against another, because people would ask, well, what about this tire with this insert? Or what about this tire against this tire? And now we can do that. We do it fairly regularly around here, where we'll put one type of insert or tire on one and one on and a different one on the other, and we get to see in real immediate time how different they actually are. So the curiosity today, and I am going to, for the sake of my own sanity, I'm going to drive them in this order. So we've already broken alphabetical order in that Xamot was supposed to be in week 10, but we're running him. He's in between the T's. It wouldn't have been an all T week. Phoenix, he's taking Phoenix's place, and Phoenix will be running in week 10. So we're just shuffling things around a little. We're getting down to the final groups. We're allowed to shuffle a little bit if we want, because I really want to see these guys run back to back, because I expect them to, like, the brain will fill in and make them feel different, even though they are absolutely identical in every way, down to the gram. But we will find out. The course will decide. So yeah, that is Tomax and Xamot. So we don't have to, I don't know how the indoor guy is going to deal with the stuff on the turntable to get that to look cool. Immediately to the side of them is Toothless, who was built out of an axial SCX-10-2 builder's kit when they were blowing out the builder's kits through Horizon, and very little to none of it remains. He doesn't have that gearbox. He's got a hodgepodge of a gearbox fitted with a real deal, actual Vanquish Hertz dig unit. He has SSD Diamond Pro axles. He is likewise brushed, running off of a Hobby Wing 1080 G1 or 2. I did not look under there to see if he had the extra wires dangling. I want to say he's on a 1080 G1. That is fitted to the best, the absolute best, the Surpass Rocket V2 540 Plus 20 turn, but it is the 4-pole version. It is the smoothest. It is the king. It is the creme de la creme, in my humble opinion, of brushed motors, and I would see no reason to change it for anything, because once people talk about dated designs, the skid that came off of the 10-2 basically fits a 540. So he can't even fit a Fusion. If I had wanted to put a Fusion in there, I couldn't. And I'm kind of thankful of it, because he is a treat and a joy on that 4-pole, big bore, 5-slot V2 motor. It just, so good. So good. What did I miss? Servo. Flash Hobby, 50 kg direct power. The N2 boys are both direct power. Tires, Durtrex Fossils, Canyon Custom Softs for the inserts. So that is 3 out of 4 so far. The first 3 we've gone through, Canyon Custom Softs. What else has he got? I think that's about it. He's got a little Injora 7 kg to actuate his dig. Did I mention he has dig? Yes, I did mention he has dig. Immediately beside him, also having dig, and a list of components so long. Let's go all the way back to the beginnings of it came from the Workbench series, when we decided to build the TRanquish, which would be a VS410 chassis. So there were 3 out of 4 VS410s, but mated to TRX4 portal axles. When he was built at that time, he was built on a regular, what we called the Amazon Dig Box. The Amazon Dig Box later got replaced with a VFD twin. So he is fitted indeed with a VFD twin. He also has lockers. So he has adjustable overdrive, dig, locker. He has 5 servos, let's put it that way. And as such, he is an absolute tank. GRC G2 aluminum hubs up front with massive Traxxas portal weights in the front. He is sitting on RC 4-wheel drive Baja Claws, probably our favorite scale tire, because at the time we did not know that the Baja Claw was a real thing. It's just real amazing. Inside of those, 3D printed inserts of an origin and brand that I cannot recall. He is very wide. He is the longest of the group. He is fitted with a Fusion Pro. His servo is a 9 iMod 60 kg. It's a loud, growly boy. So advantages here, I don't know. It goes portal, portal, straight axle, portal. The gear reduction on the TRanquish is insane. Had to gear him up because initially the final drive ratio with a VFD paired to TRX 4 axles was close in the 80 or 90 to 1 range, so he was very slow. The two other boys with Stealth X's and Mias axles also geared very, very low, so they had to go to 30 turns. And then there's our good boy Toothless there. Straight axles, regular 3-gear gearbox. Honestly, if I was going to make an early speculation before we get cameras set up and before we get everything underway, I would put the advantage to Toothless, because I think he's the fastest one here. Like, he doesn't have all that gear reduction. He also has straight axles. We leave it to the course to decide. It is freshly watered down. It's nice. It's sort of, aside from gnats, we just keep moving. It's a pretty beautiful morning. We hope that everyone comes out unscathed. Yes, there are 3 tucked bodies out there. And look at how low Toothless is there. We hope for the best. If there's any componentry list that I forgot or neglected to mention, like the fact that all of the control servos inside the TRanquish are JX 4409s. If there's anything that I neglected to mention, just shout it out in the comments and I will address it accordingly. We're going to get them lined up. We're going to go right there, left to right. Tomax is up first, TRanquish is up last. All right, boys. 5 minutes of fame or infamy beginning very shortly. Oh, what a different world 'twould be had I 4 cameras. Canon. I'm putting it out in the universe. Canon, if you've got any M50s or M200s in the back of a warehouse somewhere, help a brother out. I just need one more. It could be an M2. It could be an M200. I mean, if it's you could use 2. But anyway. Filming a rectangle on 3 cameras is difficult because Cardi B would optimally have a camera basically sitting on top of her so we could capture this a little more closely and I wouldn't have to be so zoomed out, but I don't think anybody worries about it except me. Tomax feels smooth and brisk, and this is going to be interesting. So he gets to be the cold run guy. Nobody else has been out. We're going to see how he does. I have to keep pacing back and forth because the gnats are in my eyes. I've also set the tripods up. I'm trying to get a broader view, right? Like I can zoom in, I can cut in, which means I'm going to have to jump and dodge some cameras. So here's hoping I don't kick any tripods. Here's hoping nobody breaks. Here's just hoping for a good day of running Mavericks, because we've only got a couple weeks left. We're winding down. The final groups at Mavericks, stage 1, coming towards its close. Tomax, sir, when you are ready. Oh, he's so smooth. How is he so smooth? Okay, we're going to try that inside one. Okay, ground clearance is pretty good. Mias. What's the last guy that came through on Mias nylon? I forget how good the turn-in is on these. Like, it's good. Oh, for a lap 1, that is... Oh, no! Jump the pipe. Okay, the end of the teeter is not looking good. It's also getting really... He's completely off course. Try to get back on. Well, any decent amount of time we might have had there quickly cashed in. It's about linking them sectors together. Oh. Okay, it's not lap 2. Oh, this is just it felt so good. We are we are falling apart. It is very early to be falling apart. Nevertheless, we are. Okay. Take it real easy coming into the teeter here. You don't really have to worry about your speed. This lap is going to be real bad. All the way out on the end. The teeter wins yet again. So that's 2 for 2 for the teeter. I don't know what there is to say about Tomax. This feels absolutely fine. What it does not feel is overwhelmingly fast. Okay, lap 3 is already pretty much guaranteed to not be it. You're running out of chances, dude. So what we're going to see. Okay. I'm going to go, there it is again. I'm going to go purely by feel because the younger brother, the blue brother, has an undeniable advantage. That being, he gets to go second. So I'm going to go by what they feel like relative to one another rather than the times they put up. Now, it could well be that their clean laps, should they ever run one, he doesn't have one yet. It could be that their clean laps are very close together. And should be. But he hasn't had anything even approaching a clean lap yet. But I am in the spirit of the orangutan who learns more slowly, but then can remember things longer. I'm definitely not a crow. I don't get it on like the first or second try. We're gonna try a cut this way because that little, yep, there it is. So see now, Xamot knows that. He knows where that cut is. Like this guy feels smooth, low effort. Turn in is great. It's just finding the spot. Okay, got a clean on there. This might be his go. Oh, that was excellent. Teeter did not win that round. Tomax clean off of that. Absolutely no kick to the skid. Just a stock BS410 chassis. Keep it in tight. Yeah. I think he's got a decent time in him. Will we see that decent time translated here today? I think his brother's probably going to beat him. Because all he has to do is link sectors better. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Almost got shuttled off course. Canyon Trail's doing the thing. That's the question that we should be asking. What is the tire? Has anyone looked at the leaderboard and then done an evaluation of what the tires are to the front runners? Oh, there it was. He was doing his absolute best, and the teeter was not happy with not winning. What was that, lap 4? Definitely won this one. Timer is expiring, my watch is vibrating, and across the line, I don't know. This is, you know, if it's slow is smooth, smooth is fast, etc. I can't tell how he did at all. And as per usual, for no explicable reason, Xamot is louder. He's got more of a whine to him despite having literally 100% identical componentry. So we will see how he looks and how he feels. We're going to do 5 minutes again. It should look and feel pretty much exactly the same, only he's blue and not red, and he has the advantage of not going first. Yeah, I mean, what a component sound is. Like, because he's louder through here, it really does feel different. Okay, we know to take that side. And I don't know what it is that explains the sound. Don't know how he got stuck right there either. Now, through there, did that feel different? Did it? There's that turn in. Yeah. If you switch their bodies, it's the sound differential, the inexplicable sound differential. Okay, this lap is ruined. Okay, so I guess Xamot's ruined lap is going to be lap 1. Will the driver be applying more throttle, like, unconsciously? Like, is Xamot going to do worse because we're going to go in hotter? Okay. Oh, it's just, everything is going wrong. Everything is going wrong. So this is not the lap. That was 5 seconds of stuck in the skewers. See if we can salvage any of it. They're both so good through that section. They're good through the crispiest of creams. Just not quite, it doesn't quite turn in. Yeah, the teeter has been allowed to get too mean. Uh-oh. Xamot had his clean exit off the teeter. We all know that makes the teeter angry. Getting through. It's loose over here. Watered down quite a lot. It's already getting loose in that corner. Toothless and TRanquish will have to deal with that. Okay, clean through. Hug left. Down. Coming through. Don't get stuck here. Don't get stuck. Very good. Okay, right. Cut back, cut back. Yeah, they both have this ability. I mean, why wouldn't they? If one has the ability to push the cutback, the other one should as well. Got into some... You know you've gotten into a spot that the other guy didn't get when you pick up the big wrap of spider web. Sometimes when a wheel hex has to come off, you pull the wheel hex off, and it looks like there's a shim. Like those Traxxas nylon shims. It looks like there's a nylon shim under the hex, and you're all, what is that? And you pull it off, and it's spider web. It's a disc of solidified black widow web. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. He got a little bouncy in. Okay, coming around. Don't get stuck. Careful, careful. Okay, don't get too far out. Oh, he can actually, wow. That shot was real straight right through there. So straight, in fact, that I overcorrected. We almost hit the tennis ball. We've gotten to another spot, picked up, first tap, second tap off, all right? Oh, that's excellent right there. I don't know, those two, one of those two is his fastest. Make sure we're all the way around. And I note now, I had a moment to glance down at the watch. He's got a lot of time left. I will tell you when the vibrations come in to when the 5 minutes have expired. Basically, if it comes across the line and the timer has enough that I think we can get basically over half a lap. The time, oh, I hope a camera captured that. If we've got, like, I would say, I think 40 seconds is usually about the cutoff. Where if we've got 40 seconds left on the timer, we'll send him around again, even though he probably won't make it. There's not a lot of Jake the Snakes in the fleet. Got a bad bounce there, and, as I pointed out, any bonus lap vibrating right there. So he was that close to getting it in under quote-unquote regulation. You know, the sound is everything. Like, did he feel different? He actually did. But I don't think that he actually was. I will tell you this without prompting. We've just had an unintentional little intermediate this or that right now because Xamot pulled in 1080 G2 on the Hobbywing 30 turn. Toothless powers up with that 4-pole big block. Whoa, that trigger pull. That trigger pull is real different. If his ride height is not an enemy to him here, he is kind of a spiritual cousin to Jake, because Jake has a very similar power setup. So, Toothless, you are the guy. I don't think TRanquish is going to be the guy. He's very heavy. Toothless, you are the guy. Oh, he's like a wraith. Fossil's doing it. I've also noticed, and this is anecdotal at best, but I have noticed the straight axle guys honestly seem to manage the skewers better. Like, droop, the skewers will eat you. Oh, there's a maneuverability here. There is a maneuverability here that was not felt on the Oh, he comes off there like a pound of silk. Oh my. Okay. So I don't think he put together the quickest right there, but he might have put out the quickest on the day. His turn in, it's always got to be something. His turn in is so good that despite him having dig, I used it once in that lap. I think I'm going at it too peppery. Just glided through there. Little dig there. Like right here, no dig. Little dig there. Oh, a smooth on. We make every effort. If they can do it without a hand. Oh, he slithers over the pipes. Yes, this is a Jake the Snake feel. But at the same time, so very different. Jake has this effortless speed. Toothless feels a little more bouncy. Not that that's necessarily bad. I think we're looking at a top 10 if he can get through one clean. That's slither over that rock. If I'm saying slither, I'm thinking Jacob the Snakeub. And that's definitely what I'm feeling now. Okay. There's not too many spots to mess it up. We need the teeter. Go easy on him, teeter. Second bounce off. Ooh, got into the loose rock, got wide on the outside. That's going to cost him a second or two. Ooh. The fossils are doing real good at this. I think this is a weight thing. He just feels so like he's floating. He's also allowing me to get real stupid in basically line selection, the way we're coming into the corners. Got around that corner at a speed high enough to almost roll him. He's definitely entering the teeter better. That's not going to help. That lightweight. The lighter you are, the more the teeter is going to bully you. And he got a bit bullied right there. Has not gotten caught out here on the backside through the trees. We are at, again, okay, now I'm going to actually get a kind of a mental look. Don't overdo. Just do. I saw how much time was on the stopwatch here. And we'll be able to judge when that timer goes off. We'll know. Oh, that was brisk. He is definitely still well within regulation. Oh. Ooh, I'm getting the butterflies. Exit from the teeter. Oh, it's good. It's good. Stay on the course. Stay on the course. We're having a quick step here. He's coming through so quick. Oh. Fastest lap? I don't think so. Good lap? Really good lap. I can tell you right now, from when I felt the vibration come into the wrist, that was under a minute. So does anyone recall when I said that the gear reduction in the TRanquish is a level that I would consider to be absurd? Like he's in the 80 to 90 to 1 final range. That definitely applies here because he's going to have to do most of this at full throttle. He's very long, he's very wide, he's very heavy, he's very portaled. We will see. I mean, this is antithetical to Toothless. He's like the opposite of Toothless. Toothless is light and simple. This guy is heavy and complicated. But we're going to see. Everybody, 5-ish minutes. And go. Okay, yeah. The feel is so different. I wanted to hit that first one and see if I needed dig. Okay, hold on. I used a steady state amount of throttle through the skewers. Okay. All right. This is the... Okay. Oh, all right. Got to get the hang of the entry. He got out loose on the corner, picked up some mud, but... Oh, the weight. Oh my goodness, the weight. Okay. This has been a popular question. I'll get to the question. Oh, like a snake-like. I'll get to the question that has been popular. Have I considered building a rig specifically for Mavericks? I mean, yeah. We would like to build Maverick. But here's the issue. What is it? Like, what is the fastest thing? So far, it's Jake, brushed, straight axle. I mean, I think dig is a bona fide prerequisite. But like tire-wise, I think the thing that is going to stop TRanquish from literally, I mean, the way his speed feels and the way I can hold throttle, the thing that is going to stop TRanquish from just running off with this is that the Baja claws are not the jam for this. They don't have as much grip as any of the tires that came before. The Canyon Trail and the Fossil, which are both kind of more scaly, traily tires, and despite the fact that the Baja Claw right here is the only scale tire of this group, it is more of a rock crawling tire, at least in this scale. I don't know about in the real world. Also, his width. It has been mentioned in my head, so I don't know if it's actually been addressed aloud. There are changes that are going to be instituted at Mavericks post-competition. Like, we have it laid out. After having done so many terrible tire tests throughout the summer, we're going to have to build a second set of skewers. We are going to make more Krispy Kremes. We are going to put in more, let's call them dividers. Like, see where he cuts right here? A lot of people go wide out over that pipe. So we're gonna put in like a little fin, a little Dimetrodon fin to stop rigs from getting over that side. I don't think it really speeds them up when they go over that edge, but I would like the course more clearly defined, if you know what I mean. Most importantly, the teeter is getting a full reboard. The scrap wood that was attached to the teeter before is all cupping. Some of it is hardwood, some of it is not. Some of it is weathering very badly and has gotten very slippery. So we are going to basically transform the teeter not in its fundamental DNA. The teeter will still be an angry thing that makes every effort to slam rigs into the ground as hard as it can, because we can't make the teeter too much heavier. Otherwise, rigs are not going to be able to get it down. That was the first time he got stuck. But we want more grip. We want some degree of weatherproofing so that it doesn't cup out like this. It's amazing. Like, if there were any moisture on the teeter at all, these rigs would not be able to make it up. TRanquish has been surprising. I think that the Tucked boys, the trio of Tucked, are going to be quite close. Like, their fast laps are going to be really close together. Like, surprisingly close together. And, most surprising by the TRanquish, he needed far fewer applications of dig than I would have expected. So while I feel like I know less now than when I began, because I thought that Tomax and Xamot would be really close in time, and I think that their best laps will probably be pretty close together, I think. Toothless and TRanquish, antithetical to one another, came out hot, both of them. Toothless felt really fast. Now, did he feel really fast because he was bouncy and light on his feet? TRanquish felt really fast. Did he feel really fast because he's super wide and hyper stable? Look at his width compared to the rest of the boys. Look where his roof height is. TRanquish's roof height is right about the same roof height as Toothless, but he's on TRX4 portals, which have a big lift. Did those GRC G2 Wilderness knuckles up front make a difference? I don't know. Was it just the sheer weight of it? I don't know. Has this gotten us any closer to determination of what vehicle is Mavericks optimized? I don't think it did. Because on the one hand, you would say, well, I don't think it's a VS410 chassis because I don't think either of the brothers are up there in that top 10 range. But the TRanquish is a VS410 chassis. Is it something LCG? Is it longer wheelbase or shorter wheelbase? I think we've isolated that it's dig. And, okay, who tied? Now I'm trying to dig in the data banks. So first place is Jake the Snake. I want to say there's a two-way tie for second between Ratchet and Argenum. So Ratchet is the only one not on Tusks of the first and second. So Tusks on Jake, Tusks on Argenum. I got to look down the leaderboard and see where all the Tusks land. This is going to be the most interesting breakdown of the leaderboard when we finish the 11th group and we've got 44 and or 45 rigs on the board. What we've got to look at is what tire is where. Like, the Fossils, I think, did well. I think the Baja Claws were the least they suffered the most out here. I think the Canyon trails felt super consistent, but those Fossils were biting, despite the fact that Toothless is certainly, unquestionably, the lightest rig out here today. Jake, on the other hand, not light. Jake weighs about the same as the brothers. So, is it lightweight? Ratchet, also heavy. Argentum, also heavy. So, Toothless will give us some insight when we get the numbers starting to tally up, because he's one of the lighter guys. He's not the lightest guy. He's also nowhere near the heaviest guy. But is it straight axle? Is it portals? Because Jake is straights in first place. Second and third place, both portals. F10 portals on Argenum, Mias portals on Ratchet. So we've got 2 sets of Mias. We've got a set of TRX4 portals. We've got Diamond Pros. Jake's on Diamond Pro. Is the Diamond Pro I don't know. We've got to sit down and do some in-depth statistical analysis of the numbers to see who is the guy. Who is the guy? I don't know. Is it just and then of course anything that we may get to building, it's got to beat Jake. It's got to beat that 51. And here's the thing. If you're not big into racing, let me tell you something. If you've watched any of Crawlympics is overlapping the Olympics. And if you watch American Katie Ledecky in the pool, Jake is the Katie Ledecky of Mavericks. So fun. When she swam the 1,500 meters, when she touched the wall and the little graphic came up that says Ledecky with the American flag, no one else was on the screen. That's what Jake has done. Because I want to say, and we're not finished, but I want to say the average is right about 106. I want to say the median time is probably right around 106 for fastest lap. Jake the Snake ran a 51. He is a full 2 seconds faster than the 2 tied for second place. Basically at Mavericks, if you're under a minute, you're reasonably quick. And Jake is fast compared to the reasonably quicks. Did any of these guys do it? Well, okay, we got to lay it down. If we're not laying it down, then what are we even doing? Do I think that either of the brothers got into the top 10? I do not. I think that they're going to be average, which is good. They're test rigs. In the average is okay. They're going to be in that 105, 106 range, I think, for the fastest. That is my guess. TRanquish and Toothless are the question marks. Toothless is definitely put a lap in under a minute. How much under a minute? That I can't say. Did TRanquish put a lap in under a minute? I think he did. It felt very, very different. So there is the possibility. Now, the top 10 is getting to where it's not even get under a minute to get on the first page. I want to say the 58 second area is falling onto page 2. So like a 58 might not guarantee you top 10. I think Toothless is in the top 10. Do I think TRanquish is in the top 10? I honestly, I'll throw it out. They'll be up on screen now. I think TRanquish is maybe on the cusp. Like he might either be just on page 1 or falling onto page 2. I do think he ran under a 1 minute lap. How fast it was compared to Toothless, I don't know. Hey, I would be pleasantly surprised if somebody did a outlier flyer and got out there, but I don't know. What I do know is this. We have completed this day apparently unscathed. Nobody looks any worse for wear, just a little dirty. We've got 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks? We've got 2 more weeks of regular rig runs. There's about 8 rigs in the fleet left to go. The leaderboard is getting long. Then we're gonna either do a week of visitor rigs or a week of the best, like the top group, a shootout of the top 4 to see who will be crowned victor on that day. Because anyone who watches team sports will know you can have the best record in the league in that year and have a couple bad days and not win the whole thing. Or Jake could not break and maybe he'll go below that 51. Is a time below 50 possible out here? Wouldn't it be funny if it happened today and I just never noticed? I don't think it happened today. So we'll see. We got a couple more weeks of this, and then we're moving on to the obstacle you see right over there in the background. That is stage 2 deadline. We'll be beginning deadline shortly. I'll have to go through. I've got a couple weeks to see how many repairs and remediations need to be done to deadline to get it up to par. And then we're going to figure out how we have to film it because deadline is 75 feet long. So, thank you so much for watching this installment of Wheelin' Wednesday of the Crawlympics. Group 9 is in the books. Everybody's looking good. We clean up. We put things away. We did indeed beat the heat. We beat the sun. It's not even crept up above the trees yet. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful day. I hope that you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. I hope that you tune in for whatever comes next. I hope that in between now and then you one and all do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you again here from the canyon for whatever shenanigans we have going on that day. I thank you for being here, and I bid you adieu.